had a question recently, posted on one of my videos, so I thought I'd take care of that. Let's show off my Undead Legion. So this one is a collection years in the making. So, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Join us for this. We're going to have an Undead Legion. There's also Crown Knights in this bundle, as well as fantasy, other fantasy figures. Most of these were on display. Just I want to give you a little backstory. Hang around with me. Most of these were on display several houses ago, and they got packed up, and I never unpacked them. So there's a collection, lots of stuff that I would consider castle and castle equivalent, and we're going to just kind of, just keep in mind this is not all of it, but this is a good large amount. So to start off with, I have this bag because I wanted to keep it together, even though it was all dusty and probably missing pieces anyways from being on display. Large sets, it's not even that large, but sets this size and bigger especially start to lose pieces. Ooh, it's a little bit loved and worn. This brown is going to be very brittle brown, I believe. Prime brittle brown area. Ooh. Ugh. I'm hesitant even putting that on. The blue might also even be brittle. And then it's got this rock, and it's got just a good layer of dust on it. But it's a catapult. That's Royal Catapult. I love these wheels and the menacing pyramid shapes. So, like I said, this is mostly my Crown Army, which is my biggest faction. This is an armor stand. There would also be a chest plate, one of the good chest plates. Then I have a cannon, so we're just kind of getting some big stuff out of the way. This is one of the firing cannons. I have no idea what this would be from, where it would have this wheeled area built up, but it's got a couple of cannonballs there, so fun. Ooh, this one's a good one. So this is a matching defense outpost thing. It's got its own catapult. It's that older style, but very nicely molded catapult piece. It's got a Technic pin through hole there and goes on. But this actually splays into a defensive stance, and then these spears on the front can be angled to repel invaders. You line up your people behind here. Nice big defense there. So we're already running out of room because I'm getting all the big things out, like I said. Speaking of big things, one of the first things of the Undead Legion to show up, it's my Big Fig Troll from the fantasy era trolls. He's the unprinted one. He's not got the tattoos. He would have came with the very large death wheel, which I have somewhere but packed away. But he looks very menacing in the orange festive lighting. But a real good figure. Love him. Mainstay in any fantasy army. Bad guy army. I think we're going to go ahead and try and get most of the crown stuff out of the way, and then we'll move it out of the way and we'll move on. So this, I have 3 of because I love them. They're simplified ballistas. They're honestly not quite a ballista, but they've got this lever in the back, and if you take it and you flick it, it'll shoot something that you put across here. And I have those bolts in here, I believe I verified. Here they are. It's literally I think that's a 5 or 6 length. It's got to be 6, right? They wouldn't have done a 5 length Technic axle and a voodoo ball, the bionicle sockets. And you put it on there, and it shoots it off. So really simple and really effective. You can do it with one hand. It always feels like it's going to tip when you shoot it. It kind of kicks up. But so you can shoot it very lightly, or you can shoot it in just a bit more pressure. Knocks over figures real nice. I believe each of them came with 2, and I know I've made more because everyone has those parts lying around. So let's start pulling out figures here. A lot of my weapons and stuff. Let's move the armaments out. You're right. Let's just make some room. Oh, geez. Moving those into just a different box so that I don't lose any of them. So, the majority of my figures, like I said, are from the Crown Knights. But we've got some other fantasy themes. This would have been just a generic fantasy soldier at some point, I think. It's got Johnny Thunder's face, but a black chest plate. This one here, a good crown guard. He's got just the spear, and he's got the big bullet helmet. Another crown man. I'm going to make you wait for the Undead Legion, so just hang around with me. Here's another one with the neck guarding helmet. Has that got a good name? Here's one of their banners. It's the gold and dark blue. Oh, we found a Viking. He's not technically part of this. Oh, this is one of my favorite. It's that Vernon Dursley face on a just a chainmail belt. I guess that'd be scale mail maybe. No back printing on most of these. I don't think any of the Crowns ones have back printing, and I know the Vikings don't. But we got a couple variations. We got this one with the chain or scale down lower, and then kind of an armored upper, plate armor upper. Pulling out some more. Oh, this one with a very chiseled face. And he's got his halberd or small axe. Here's a campfire for them. Here's a similarly equipped one to the last one, but he's got the other kind of an angry city face, is what I would call that. But variation is important. Most of these have their original items. This one for sure. So this one's got the wide brim with a very tall. I don't know why I would have given him that one if it didn't come with him, but he's got the ornate axe, I guess the Chinese axe. I think those came in Orient expeditions, but he's got a Raskus face from the Knight's Kingdom. He's got a similar face to that Raskus. No backs again. Just very classic, good army builders here. Ooh, this one kind of a grungy mercenary face, and he's got the belt and bandolier, but he's a ranged one. He's got a crossbow. Are we going to be able to just like stand my entire army in there? Yeah, probably. Here's another arranged one with the Jang face. He also has no helmet. It's weird that they would have had no helmet, but I might have redistributed their armor to someone else. Another one with just the tabard. This is a fairly simple one. I think this one might be my favorite of their torsos for just kind of everyday stuff, but he's got a angry city face again. An unprinted shield, that probably belongs to one of them. We're working. So this one, that's Brutus from Knight's Kingdom. That's the bear one, but he's holding a scorpion for some reason. It's a very fun one with a little scar under the eye and the tuft of hair. You can't really see it in this helmet, but it adds to it. It definitely adds to it. Well, they're going to start falling over at this point. Here we go. Another Jang one with belt and bandolier and Jang face and wide brim. They're very easy to pick out because they have that pearled gold helmet for the most part, and then most of them have a dark blue torso with gray or blue arms. But this one I would also count as a rugged mercenary face. He's a grizzled one, definitely not a desirable face, I would say. Another one with the Angry City. This might be one of the guys that came with the crossbow catapult ballista thing. You can definitely see that one being. Oh, and here we go. This guy. This one's kind of your generic city face from the time, but he's got a good kit here. He's got the great sword in the pearl color, and he's also got the Crown Knight shield. Oops. One more Jang face guy. And nope, there's a couple more. This is definitely a custom weaponed one. I don't remember why he ended up with this exact thing, but it's just a chain and a stick. And he is an angry boy. So I think I've got 3 variations of armor, right? We've got the belt and bandolier heavy dragon scales. We've got the belt and light dragon scales. And then we've got the tabard kind of look. Here's another one with no helmet, just a good old classic hair. This one very under-equipped. Dig around a little bit more. Ooh. This one. So this one's technically not, but we're going to include him here because he's here. This is definitely a paladin, no helmet paladin. And he's got a cross with him. Now the cross is, I wouldn't say an illegal build. It's a questionable build. It's a Technic piece holding that around the. So spears have a little bit thinner of a neck than they have of a handle when it transfers to the spear tip. So using that, you can wedge claws around it and make that look. And then they're very loose now. They should not have probably been left clipped there in storage, but he's just in a little bit of a dynamic pose on a little bit of a plate, and he's got his holy symbol ready to fight some undead legion. We're getting close because... Oh, we got one more. Yep, this looks like him. I believe this is my last Crown Knight, and he's got a rugged mercenary face, and yeah, good. I do have some shields in here. Let's see. Oh, they're blank ones. A couple more blank shields to hand around. Ooh, a crown shield. Oop. A silver helmet. Another spear. So let's move on to the next kind of faction. Kind of goes along with it, but it's I do have one of the first reviews on my channel was a polar bear battle pack, and I liked them, so they ended up in my fantasy collection. I've got this bear mech, questionable inclusion, ice shield bear with the zombie parts and the barbarian sword. There's only a couple of bears. We got just the basic guy. He probably would be the one that's sitting in the back. And then we got a hammer guy with a chi crystal and an ice leg. He's got the gold horns. He's definitely some kind of captain or something. And there was one more bear, but I don't seem to see him in here. So, well, the fun part about that pack is it came with these little pieces of terrain to kind of flank the flag with, to kind of create a little bit of a battlement. They also had a weapon, but I don't remember where it was, and it's definitely not in here. Speaking of weapons, we've got just a handful thrown in at the bottom of the box, so we can go through those. This bad boy this was something. I think there was another piece on top. It was a big kind of cross piece. Wrapped chain. Don't know what I used that for. I think there were banners hanging from it at some point, but they might have gotten used. Oh. There's also a classic horse that would belong to them. So So let's do one more faction before we get to the Undead Legion. And I'm going to tell you is that I've been hyping up this Undead Legion. There's definitely not the whole thing here. So as I've collected or gone through the collection here, I can definitely tell you that it's not all here. Vikings is the next one, and there's not very many of them left, but they've got that good speckled silver helmets. Most of them are in good condition, I think. And this is the first one, the Berserker, very angry one. Like him a lot. This one is got the face of King. Oh darn, I forget who. That's not Jaco. It's the other king from Fantasy Knight's Kingdom 2, whatever it was. The Viking king face. I think I had a golden helmet at some point. Speak of the devil, it shall appear. The golden helmet. That would be his. Yeah, that's a proper minifigure there. No leg printing. Just a lot of good details on the front. Not too... he might have too much detail, but not too much. Nothing on the back, but just a very reasonable looking minifigure. This is when I think minifigures peaked, honestly, is very good front designs, no legs and junk, just strong torsos that really carried the figure with their accessories. This one's got a hero sword. We haven't had a hero sword pop up yet, but he's the large axe chest man. It's trying to focus on all the figures in the background, which is inconvenient. This one, what a tragic story. Those speckled axe heads definitely were not very rigid, very redundant, very resilient. Resilient is the one I want. But he does have the rune pattern shield. That's a sticker, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a sticker. But it was very easy to line up because of the way this piece is. It's got a little ridge on the both sides. Can you see it there? So you just push the sticker around the ridge and it sat nicely. So, poor guy losing his weapon like that. Here we have another Rascus-faced minifigure. He also has a helmet, but he's got, this is one of my favorite weapons. It's the Speckle Axe. It's that, I don't know, the silver and black colors, but in the speckle pattern. It just looks like a less refined metal. Well, here's an axe head. Is it broken? Oh, it's not. I don't know it is. There it is. It probably would stay on, but if you kind of see, it's starting to break somewhere. We'll keep it. But oh well. I also have another Viking helmet. Oh, that's probably his. Hey, there we go. Is that the end of Viking? Oh, one more helmet. And then we have one of my trolls. I have two of the regular trolls. One hangs out with more of my regular figures. This guy with his bronze armor and speckled helmet. You can hang out with this troll. Hang on, I'm going to clear the recording pen of Destiny and then we'll bring out the Skeleton Legion. Nope, just kidding. There's also a pirate in here. I don't think that cannon was his, but it's a more modern pirate. But he's fine. He's got back printing. Now I'm pausing. Kept you waiting plenty of time. You probably skipped forward to see it, but let's start off with a real strong way to just introduce the Undead Legion. Their battlements. So this is a similar style of battlement to the last one. It can be moved up and down. It's covered in real dust, aged human skin, whatever comes from dust. And then you got some of these on the front, these spears that can be angled up or down a little bit, depending on what's attacking you. It's also got the Skull Legion insignia on that kite shield. And it's got horns. Like that a lot. Around back is nothing, but it's meant to be seen from the front, and you put up some figures around it. So there's a couple different types of skeletons in the Legion, and again, this is not all of them. There's only, I'm looking at 4 of them, but I've got the there were a handful of these droid arms. Droid arm skeletons. This one's like an Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter skeleton-esque boy. He's got the top hat and the hand axe, but he's I would say he's a middle tier with the posable arms like that. We also have a fair amount of older style skeletons. This one's got the floppy arms, and he I feel like the floppy ones are definitely more ghoul type, revenant, less smart, more bones and blood. This one's another wiggly arm. I gave him a mace because I like the idea of him just kind of like flailing around the mace. It's the Technic gear with the stick, and he's got a samurai helmet on. Any kind of armor I gave them just felt good, like, because it was appropriate for there just to be random armor on these dead. Now, don't worry, because I know you're thinking, okay, this is a real pathetic... There's 5. Did I say 5? 5 figures. Real pathetic, but we have a mounted knight with the bone sword. So this one's got the robot droid arms. I definitely want to upgrade him to some of the newer style skeleton arms. So we'll do that at some point, I'm sure. But the bone sword is one of my favorite kinds of swords. It's got the clip on the back for making a scythe or something, but I always felt that this hilt piece, hilt? That's what it's called, right? Handle? Whatever. Piece was very bone-like, and then being that it was for the skeleton warriors a lot in the fantasy line, definitely felt good getting them. He's also got glowing red eyes, so he definitely feels like a more aware skeleton. This one had the creepy face, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. So definitely feel like he's a high-tier, high-functioning skeleton warrior. Got the logo on his... it's like a buckler with like rivets around the edge. It's a real nice one. The horse is a cool piece too. This isn't the glow-in-the-dark, I don't believe. I don't think I've got the glow-in-the-dark one. Yeah, it's not. There was one with the monster fighters that was glow-in-the-dark, and I probably should get it at some point, but lots of stud connections and holes for bar pieces, the mouth, the eyes, the top of the head, all that. Just a real good looking horse, and it feels much better compared to a classic horse than the modern, more posable horses. But so we got some mounted there. And then we've got kind of the hero of the army here with them. This one is the Black Knight, bone sword, kite shield. He's just a standard minifigure body. I'm pretty sure there's nothing under there. Yeah, not printed. But his armor does have a skull printed in the thing, and it's got like rivets around the side for metal strapping that kind of look like a rib cage. So very nice. Again, kind of the sunken red eyes. Definitely a more aware skeleton, this one. And then, of course, the Black Knight needs his steed. So he has the black skeletal horse. And this is the crown champion of the Skull army, the Undead Legion. And unfortunately, like I said, I do not know where the rest is, which kind of really stinks. I'm actually really sad about that, but I do have 2 more skeletons hanging around my desk right now. So I got those 2, as well as this one here. So I've got, we're building up the ranks of that. There's also one in the Halloween Ideas book I just recently got off eBay. So I think this is a good time to just be done with this video. I know I have more skeletons around, and like I said, I must have them packed in a different box. It's weird I would have split them like that, but again, it wasn't, hundreds of skeletons. It was maybe another half dozen skeletons. But either way, it's a shame not to be able to find them. So I will be adding to the Undead Legion. Please leave some supportive Undead Legion comments in the comments below. And, whatever else you feel about my armies.